So then he bought a pony from a widow woman, and I think he got it for £6, which was a very good price for him. He got a good buy, but the pony was limping, and he took her home anyway. And coming home, he noticed that the road was on the hard road, that she was limping. So the next morning, he said to me, we should take her down and try her, see if she's any good. So I passed remarks of the shoes that were on it, that they were too small. I said, them shoes would be killing her. So, and I noticed she limped in the cobblestones in the yard, so shoes are killing her. So we took her down anyways and put her under a drill grub and run her up and down just once. One up and down the drill. And now I said to him, she'll have to go at the forge, them shoes are useless. So, anyways, he hung up to her anyways, and we went up and he got his bike out and he rode beside her over to the forge, and all the way over, the poor thing limped. Because her feet were killing her. So when she got into the forge, Todd, who was one real nice man, and his son Christy was the first friend I ever met, the first friend I made after going up the country. He asked me would I come to Durra races with them. Durra, the pattern day of Durra, and would I come to the pattern with him. So I didn't even know where Durra was, but I knew he knew, so I said I'd love to go with him, and I did. But anyway, while I'm in Durra, I better tell you this story. There's a big Celtic cross inside. There's a big Protestant estate there, and there was a ploughing match held there one year. I was at it, and Christy showed me all around Durra and all the old little ruins of monasteries and places where the monks used to live there in the olden days. It's a very famous place, Durra. And then he told me he took me down, he showed me this big Celtic cross. And he said it was the custom to put your hands around it and span the cross with your hands. So he did it, and of course he was a full-grown man. He had no trouble spanning the cross. So then, of course, monkey see, monkey do. I tried to span the cross too. I wasn't as big as Christy. I was 16 at the time. So I couldn't make it. So Christy went round to the back of the cross, and he said to me, "You're going to make it all right," he said. So I said, "I can't, I'm flattened up against it now." I said, "I cannot make it easy, you're going to make it." So Christy didn't tell me what he was going to do, but he did it. He caught my two wrists in his hands, and he put his knee up against the cross. And when Christy gave a heave, I went. And I span the cross. I nearly went twice around it. I spanned it so much. So now he says, "You're all set." Well, I was all set. Maybe a few minutes later when my sockets went back into their proper places again. But I was none the worse of it. But So much for Dora. Now I want to get back to the pony. She limped over and into the forge. And Jack Todd, he was a smaller man, lovely, very nice man. Everybody liked him. And he was the best smith. I don't believe there was a smith in Ireland could touch him in any kind of work. He was a pure craftsman. Well, Jack took a look at the feet and he just shook his head. And much as say, you poor thing, you're in pain. He put his hand along on a bunch of shoes that were sitting on a 2x4 along by the wall. And until he came to a certain set of shoes, they were all in fours. He came to this set of shoes, he said, this should do. And he took them down. He took off the shoes off the pony. And he heated up those shoes, did the usual work on them. And then he shod Peggy with those shoes. What a difference. Like a person wearing size 6 when they needed size 9. So he just said to the pony like that, now you'll go home a lot easier, he said. And you keep coming back, it'll be easier on you. So James took her out and he got up on his bike and he just lifted his hand on her shoulder like that and he says, come on, like that. So she got into a trot. And then he said to her, come on, like that, and she got into a hard trot. And he just kept his hand on top of her shoulder like that, her withers. And it was just a mile to go home. So the two of them flew along the road anyway, and up over the old bridge and down, crossing the canal. And from that bridge into Kilbeggan town was 6 miles, the shortest way if you went the canal bank. 6 miles. We went in that way with cattle one time along the bank of the canal. And when he brought the pony home, she never looked back after that. And from then on, she started to improve. And then when she got a bit of feed into her, she was a new mare altogether. She was a beautiful animal, quiet but strong. She was supposed to be half Connemara, so which is a great trait in a horse. So then she became one of our plough horses then, herself and Tom. Tom was a small horse, powerful body, 15 hands 3, but the finest horse and the strongest horse in the whole county.